You know, Ted cannot flood world earth with water. Ted is God, yet Ted cannot flood world earth with water. Ted cannot cause the flood to happen that's documented in Genesis 6. And therefore Ted has asked many questions about that too, and keeps getting told out spiritually that this was a change in the orbit of world earth. Polar ice caps melted and the waters rose and the flood happened. It didn't flood all of world earth or cover the entire surface, and Satan and demons were in the Tibet area, about 1 million of those, and those survived the flood without being on the ark. And those lived through the flood, and that is true. And it is not something that God did. God cannot control the weather on world earth. God and the host cannot control the weather. Satan and the demons cannot control the weather. The weather is something that happens. It is not controlled by God. God is a spirit, when a spiritual living thing, and in the Almighty, God Almighty brain and body, can connect wirelessly and spiritually through distant space with no speed limits, no bandwidth limits, no distance limits, no speed limits, no bandwidth limits. And if you ever transmit on this, we will put you in so much chill you can't even believe how much chill. Humans will never, ever even think about transmitting on spiritual if or when you figure this out. And what we are trying to tell you is that God cannot control the weather. Ted cannot control the weather. Ted, when Jesus, could not control the weather. Ted keeps getting, Ted's the second coming of Jesus Christ. He knows for a fact, Ted, that spiritual living things can connect to and control his brain and body. He has had plenty of experience with that. He knows that they can, that are hosts, take his soul and store that. And he knows that he can be resurrected in a brand new brain and body in a distant place called heaven, or now we call ancient heaven, to up and up to still be up all the way down to put you into some place called down to all the way to Hades, and you can be in a physical brain and body there, and your soul can be given back to you with the hosts that are about 10,000 IQ things that are enormously intelligent. They can give your soul back, and you can have your soul again, and it'll be you, and you'll have your memories, and they'll give your memories back, and you'll have your memories, and it'll be you. Humans of world earth, you were and are under a huge cover-up. Many things in these Bibles are not completely accurate. They're not exactly how it happened or is happening. You still do not understand, and you want to cling to these Bibles, and you're off in the sailboat in the floodwaters, and these also are going to take you down like big boat anchors, because they're not 100% accurate, they're not all good, they're not all inspired, they're not all truth. And there's also a thing called cover-ups. You were under, and the Bibles were part of the cover-up, and that is true.